Can they?
What is that?
Oh.
Huh. Must have missed that.
I did not know that. And wow, Robert finally put that extra wreck to use. He's got 3 tac squads now.
We're just charging in.
You see what I mean, Eclipse? This is the strength of SM Tier 1 that can scale. Alien fiends! Uh-oh. Zenj! Oh, we lost the squad. He's calling in more Terminators. I'm surprised we haven't seen a Land Raider yet. Heavy fighting in center. This is gonna get ugly. But...
Forget us.
Ouch. But considering the army numbers right now, I think Blue's got this.
Tyranna formation.
Oh.
Yeah, VP.
Oh! Ah!
And they shrug it off.
I mean, you got 2 Terminator squads. How is Red gonna deal with that with the troops they have?
Bring out more lictors. They got 3 lictors.
That's all he can... I mean,
all he can
Tier
do.
3 is not very good. Oh! Another tech squad dead. Haywire, the Carnifex, its brain is gone. But look at the VPs. VPs are about to end. Fire Prism down, but that doesn't matter. Another Lictor bites the dust. Another Tyranna formation!
Yeah, it's not gonna
Good
make
lord.
any difference.
Just as the Carnifex dies.
It's like a big F you.
Terminators engaging in melee. Oh.
It's over.
Yep. It's over!
Oh, they conceded. They have 5 left.
Well, like they could have come back with 5 VPs. Come on. That's what I would have done.
A lot of back and forth there. I was a little surprised that Blue didn't fold.
Yeah, well, they hung in there. I mean, some teams can really pull it out when they've gotten beaten back that far, but, you know, average teams, you know, wouldn't be able to do that. But Ed and Dirk Radix, as well as Rory, kept their game face on. They were able to recover from it, and what do you know, they came back and won it. I mean, you saw what happened. Ed basically switched roles. He switched to artillery support role for the rest of the army, and he was kind of the middle player, so his role was to just support either side. And he did that role pretty well. Rar, being heavy infantry support, he used the APOS, so enough said. Dirk Radix, nice job. Interesting build though with, I mean, I haven't really seen heavy gauge, improved warp generator, and shimmer orb usage like that before, but still it worked pretty well for it had its moments, I'm sure, but you know, that's such a strategy has its price. Being so energy draining, Force Spider's not going to be able to jump out of situations as much.
Yeah.
As for the Tyranids, ugh, terrible, terrible casualties. Especially for the Chaos player. Ed hit him with a nasty nuke up top.
They got wiped out by both, you know, airstrikes.
Yeah.
It's pretty much kind of came down to losing just almost everything he had. I mean, Chaos spread, one of those tac squads, Plague Marines.
Well, they are up against 2 armies that are very, very tough in Tier 3.
Yeah.
Tyranids really don't have much in Tier 3, nor do Chaos. So.
And like one of you guys were saying, it seemed like the Tyranids, like for example, Smiley Face, while he did good preserving his Tier 1, it's still Tier 1 gone, since he still had that force when Terminators and like Manticores were coming out, and even though he was keeping them alive, it's like, what's that gonna do?
Yeah,
Even with a
that's
Swarmlord.
yeah, that's the big argument right now that people have been arguing about with the Swarmlord and the other issues. I mean, the Swarmlord is great, or can be great at killing enemy troops. Problem is, he doesn't have great anti-vehicle. And also, the Swarmlord, I would say the biggest issue is Tyranids Tier 1. Tyranids Tier 1 does not scale very well in the later game. And when you're dealing with armies like Space Marines that scale great in the later tiers, especially like Imperial Guard and Space Marine, coupled with the deadly DPS range support of Eldar, it's a tough proposition for a double Tyranid and Chaos team.
Yeah,
I'm considering
it kind of comes down to the thing where Tyranids players are like, okay, what the hell do I build now? I mean, if it's like against like Marines, they're gonna get mowed down by heavy fire. They can't keep the Tier 1 Gons because they're gonna get mowed down. Carnifexes are too slow and expensive.
yeah, essentially, Nid's best hope right now is to beat him in Tier 2. Because you won't win in Tier 3.
They almost beat him in Tier 2 as well. Almost.
Yeah, I almost think just them, like, buffing the Lictor like they did is almost like overcompensating for the problems that they have. It's like, really, so you're gonna basically spam a special, have the Nid spam a specialist unit, make that uber powerful to compensate for their bad Tier 1 units.
It's the only hope they have.
I know, that's what's sad. It's like what Lothlar was saying, that he, in his opinion, one of my Australian team members for threes, is that, in his opinion, Nids need a redesign as far as their tiers go, or something, because Nids Tier 1 can't scale very well, unless of course you're warriors, but their gaunts are just, ugh. Not great scaling force, and they just end up becoming a wreck drain later down the line. That's what, and this, but of course this creates the debacle currently with Nids, is the fact in ones that they can be very good and devastating. Team games, not so much. They don't have much to offer their fellow team members, so it really becomes an issue where you need another Nid just to, just to synergize well, I would say. But the problem is, if you're all Nids, then you all, suffer you exacerbate your race's weakness as a result of just spamming Nids. Having multiple Nid players. So, you have a bunch of squishy infantry that will get raffle stomped if used inappropriately. And, while it was a commendable job what the Nids did in Tier 1 and were able to, keep, like Orange Kid said, keep most of them alive. Once Tier 3 hit, it was just like, what the hell am I supposed to do? Carnifexes are just way too expensive for what they do.
I mean, you use the Swarm.
And by no means are we saying that Smiley Face and Mindfucker played bad. It's just the Nids are just kinda a little at a disadvantage, especially against people like Space Marines and massive Imperial Guard.
Well, yeah, I mean, granted, Imperial Guard are pretty soft in the early game. That's their weakest stage, but once they get rolling, just like Space Marines, once they get to their higher technology tree, then they become they can become very deadly. So I think it's a problem with the scaling issues with Nids as of right now. And it's like, in some matchups their 2-1 is too good, in others it's not so great. And then we have the whole scaling problem. We could go on for hours about this. We can only hope that at some point Relic will get it fixed. But right now, I would say Tyranid players are kind of at
They
you
got,
know,
they got the short hand of the stick right now. Short end of the
they
stick.
always get the short hand of the stick. They get some of the lamest war gear unlocks. They get a pretty little camo paint scheme that you can barely see if you use the wrong color scheme.
Fair.
Yes, we have. Yes, we get little paint things on there. And then, it's just. I mean, there's some parts where NIDs can be amazing, and then there's just a lot of things where they're not so amazing. It's just. So it creates a really, really serious difficulty curve. Like, the fact that Dirk Radix can make the Hive Tyrant work and do it so well is a testimony to her skill, I would say. I'm not saying that, you know, I mean, any faction, given in the right hands, and if you know every bit about it, you can make it work, yeah. But as of right now, there's a reason you don't see a lot of NID players, especially in team games. You may see them more often in ones in the lower numbered gameplay, but not on threes very much.
Yep.
So, I mean, bottom line, GG. Nice try, Red Team, but once again, Tier 3 from SM and Imperial Card just rolled them.
They were lucky no super units came out.
Surprised we didn't see a Baneblade, but maybe Ed was just bored and wanted something different.
It's possible. I mean, you had super heavy infantry on the field.
Right.
And it seemed the airstrikes did their job anyway.
Yeah, nice artillery report from Ed.
Those were beautiful airstrikes.
Okay. Anyways, from OSC, this is HellFox signing out.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.